This is a top tip for making some labels to mark the rows of your vegetables out on your veg plot. Well, often we get these sort of plastic labels that they're great, but they tend to fade, and it's surprising how you can start off by writing on them and sticking them in the ground in March when you sow your crops, and then when you come to harvest them and you'd like to know what the variety was, you've got no idea because it's all faded. So they're absolutely rubbish. But you can make some labels for free. They're really simple to make, and all you need is some prunings out of the garden. So it's great sort of in autumn when you're perhaps pruning some apples, or, I mean, this is actually some elder, so I mean, if you've got old elderberry plant in the garden, they produce these lovely long shoots, straight shoots. You're always cutting them back. Just keep them, put them in the corner of your shed, and then when you're ready to make some labels, it's just simply a case of getting a sharp knife and just paring off one end, just the bark. You don't even have to go very deep, and that creates an area to actually write the plant name. Now normally it does help if you let them dry for a few hours. In this case I'm just going to show you what you can do, but you can actually write on it a lot better when they're dry. But you want to use a permanent marker. Okay, so after you've actually written on the label, it's just a case of just putting in the ground where your crops have been sown. The great thing about these is you can make them any length. Obviously the plant labels you buy do tend to only come either very short, or you can get some slightly longer ones, but these can be any length at all, which means that you can put them in the ground and they'll actually be well above the crop, so they're very easy to see. Of course, if you've got any old bits of wood in the shed, I mean, this is a little bit of edging, you can use these bits of wood as well. That's a perfect length for putting into the ground. Sticks well up. Good to actually paint them with some gloss paint, and then, as I say, use a permanent marker, and you'll find that it won't fade as well on these homemade labels, and you should be able to see what you're growing well on late into the season. So that's a top tip for making your own labels.